was just a conversation, but it changed my life. A few years ago, I found myself at crossroads. I had worked hard, given my best, but I felt like I was stuck, like I was running in the same place. One day, over a cup of coffee, a friend leaned in and asked me a question, which I was very unprepared for. What's stopping you? At first, I laughed it off. But then I sat with that question. What was stopping me? Fear? Self doubt? Or the stories that I told to convince myself why I couldn't do something? That conversation was only 10 minutes long, but it rewired my thinking. It made me question my limitations. And most importantly, it made me take action. And that's the power of conversation. It's not just words, it's a force that shifts perspectives, breaks barriers, and changes lives. Throughout history, conversation have shaped the world, often in ways which we have taken granted for. In 1990, Nelson Mandela came out of prison after 27 years. He could have come out filled with resentment. Instead, he chose reconciliation. He sat down and had difficult conversations with his former enemies. Those conversations did not erase the brutal past, but it helped them build a bridge towards a better future for South Africa so that it could heal. A casual conversation between Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak led to the development of the revolutionary tech company Apple. Imagine, just imagine if they never talked, never conversed, never exchanged ideas, or never asked, what if? And then there's Malala Yousafzai, a girl who began speaking the right to education just at the age of 11. She did not speak at grand conferences. Instead, she had simple conversations because she believed that even girls deserved the right to education. It was her simple words that led to a worldwide movement. Every major movement, every innovation, every breakthrough, all begins with a simple conversation. Yet, in our own lives, we avoid having certain conversations. We hesitate to ask for help because we fear that we may seem weak. We hold back from telling someone how much they mean to us. We spend our time endlessly on social media, liking, scrolling, and commenting. But wait, just think about this for a moment. When? When was the last time you had a deep and meaningful conversation with someone in real life? Or some of us might be a textrovert like me, where we text a person endlessly, but we hesitate to make a conversation with the very same person in real life. Why? Why do we avoid these conversations? The answer is simple. Because they require vulnerability. And vulnerability is scary. But here's the truth. The conversations that we avoid are often the ones that we need the most. Just imagine how many relationships could have been saved if only people communicated. How many misunderstandings could have been resolved if only one took the time to listen. It makes us realize that conversation is not just about speaking, but it's about being heard. It's about making someone comfortable to speak to you. healthy conversation is not just a set of words which is put together, it's a force, a power that alters our brain. Neuroscience has proven that a deep and meaningful conversation with someone releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. That's why a heartfelt talk with our friend makes us feel lighter. Or a simple I believe in you from a teacher changes the entire future of a student. But wait, I'll stop you all there. Not all conversations are created equal. A boss who says, fix this, is giving an order. A boss who says, how can we solve this together, is creating a connection. A parent who says, because I said so, is shutting down dialogue. A parent who says, let's talk about why this matters, is creating a trust. Throughout my life, I've always seen my mother communicating with people effortlessly, unlike me. So I'll admit it, I've been jealous of her for that. So one day, curiosity got the best of me. And finally, I asked her, Ma, how do you do it? How do you communicate with people so effortlessly? How do you connect with them? She smiled and she replied, all you have to do is start the conversation. Listen and make them feel comfortable. A lot of us believes that, including me, that if we start a conversation first, it's as if we are lowering ourselves, as if it's some kind of social defeat. We would think, why should I be the first one to start the conversation? It's as if we all are waiting for a dramatic movie scene where both the persons speak at the very same time. And then you go first. No, it's all right. You go first. You should realize that starting a conversation first is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you value connection more than ego. The way we speak, the words we choose, the way we listen, everything shapes the world around us. Just think about this for a moment. The simple words of a teacher can change a struggling student into a genius. A parent's encouragement can give the child the courage to dream. A stranger's kindness can restore someone's faith in humanity. We often underestimate the impact of our own words. But one sentence, one simple moment of connection can alter the course of someone's life. So, let me take a step ahead. Have you all ever thought about the conversations that could actually save lives? We often see a colleague withdrawn. But do we ever take the time to ask them if they are okay? We see a friend who says, I'm fine no matter what, even though we know they are not. Do we give them the time to listen to what they say? A child who's often unheard. Have they ever been given the space to speak? The problem is we hesitate. We believe that there might be someone else, but what if that someone else is you? There's one more conversation which we often overlook, the one with ourselves. The most important conversation which you'll ever have is the one with yourself. The most important person who you'll ever listen to is yourself. Every day we tell stories and stories endlessly to ourselves about our worth, our abilities, and our future. Just picture this. You wake up from your bed in the morning, go to the mirror, and look at your reflection, and you say, I'm not confident enough. Your brain believes that. So try this for a change. You wake up with a smile on your face, go to the mirror, look at your reflection, and you say, wow, I'm confident, I'm worthy, I'm capable, I'm enough, I'm grateful. Your brain aligns with that belief. So ask yourself, what kind of conversation am I having with myself? Am I fueling my doubts? Or am I speaking life into my dreams? Because every word you speak to yourself channels your reality. So I'll leave you with this challenge. Have the conversation that you have been avoiding. Call that friend who you have lost touch with. Ask your colleague how they're really doing. Ask your parents how their day was. Cherish the moments with your grandparents. Tell someone you appreciate them, not through text, but in real life. Speak up for yourself if you believe in something. Because conversation is not just about communication, it is about the connection. It's the thread that weaves us together as human beings. No matter who you are, your words matter. No matter how famous you are, your voice has power. You don't need a million followers to start a real and meaningful conversation. Sometimes it's just about asking the right question or about saying the right thing at the right time. Every conversation is a seed. Some may bloom instantly, some may take months or even years. But every word, every sentence has the potential to create something extraordinary like a beautiful flower. So let's start talking, let's start listening, and let's change the world around us. One word at a time. Thank you.